everyone. Erica Neal here with Infinity Investment Strategies, and we are here for another member of the month. So Alex has been a client of ours for a while now, doing great things in the software technology world. And so I'm really excited, Alex, to have you on here today because I know there are
Likewise.
so many people that need your information, that need your experience. And I know what an impact that, software can have on any company and any industry. So I'm excited to hear you share a little bit more today. Thank you so much for coming on. How are you have you been?
Yeah, I've been great. It's especially now IT is very hot topic again. It's kind of like comes and goes, but every couple of years it becomes like a hot topic, right? With crypto first, now the AI, now
Yeah.
what's next, right?
I think, yeah, you're exactly right. It's something that it's a little bit more on the front of people's minds than it has been, but it's been up and down.
Yep.
But I think people have begun to realize it's not going anywhere. Technology, you need to embrace it. And you've got to utilize it correctly to be successful. So I know that what you have to say is going to have a lot of impact on a lot of people. So I'm so excited. We'll go ahead and jump into it. I guess give us a little bit of background on you about your education and your background. What drove you to technology? How did you get to be the amazing expert that you are now?
Yeah, well, as you know, all the kids dream to be space astronauts or I don't know, like flying the airplane or something like that. I was dreaming about that too, but then life happened
Yeah.
and had to face the realities. But I was always drawn to some constructing some stuff, like some engineering, some like invention, something like trying out things, new things. And yeah, I went to school in Ukraine. Actually, it's on the border with Slovakia and Hungary. It's like a very west part of Ukraine. There is a national university, quite big actually. It has, I think, around 10,000 students
Oh, wow.
that study through a year. Very different kinds of subjects there, like with probably all of them with the math, technology, physics, medical science, literature, other things. So at that time, I was kind of drawn between constructing some like hardware things, and there was a new faculty that just opened up with the software. So
Oh,
I
okay.
applied to both, and it's probably like matter of fate that I got to the software one. So that my journey started, and there were times in 19 I think almost to the year 2000.
Oh,
So
okay.
the computers were kind of like starting up only at the time.
Mhm.
Internet was also on the beginning, and all of that stuff. And yeah, it was kind of new for me at that time too. So I didn't start like being a software engineer at like 7 years or 10 years old. But yeah, I think I was 17 when I got to school and
Wow.
started writing my first programs and connecting with other buddies and doing some stuff.
Yeah, and you
Um,
got to be on that front wave of, like you said, computers and the internet, everything. Technology was beginning to really have an impact on the world. So you kind of got on the front end of that to start writing, I guess, writing code. Is that what did you
Writing
write a lot of
code
code?
is kind of like when I would talk probably more about web technologies because people are kind of more and that's what I do in my profession and then with the RiseServ with the company that um, I'm helping with. So because I'm just one of the affiliated members basically of it. And the other guys are also very tech savvy, but we mostly work with web technologies. So it's
Okay.
like, what do you see on a website? It has like underneath lots of bits of different code combinations that display all the pictures, pages, and everything.
So you're the one, yeah, let's move into that. So I guess for what you do within the company that you have is RiseServ. So we'll put that on the screen as well so you guys can look that up. What do you guys do currently? Like, what is your primary service that you offer, and what is it that you do that helps your clients and your customers grow their business?
Yeah, well, I wanted to direct the listeners and whoever's watching to riseserv.com. You can learn more, but one thing, kind of like a hot topic that you can think about it, if in case you need a website and you don't want to develop it yourself, or like pay a lump sum to someone, or even like you can risk to let the AI develop it for you. Trust me, you will have to correct it
Yeah,
afterwards.
I've seen those AI built websites. They're not, there's a lot of work that needs to be done on that program. They're not there yet for sure.
There, maybe in a couple of years, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna be using them too. But what we got was our service on top, that you get a subscription, right? And that
Okay.
subscription model lets you work with us. It's a monthly subscription that will allow you to build the website you want with us. Then it includes maintenance and service, and we can even host the website for you if you don't want to deal with all the nitty gritty of the, hosting a website. You just need to know that it's there, it's yours, it's proprietary, and somebody's taking care of it. So
Oh,
that's
that's
what.
awesome. Well, that's really powerful for people to be able to do that in, like you said, on a subscription model instead of having to pay, massive lump sums. They're able to just do that on an ongoing basis.
Yeah. And for example, it's good when you maybe need multiple websites, right? So there is one for your business primary, and then there is some um, maybe like secondary business that you're opening, or some other specific things that you want to display as the separate site, right? And maybe you don't even know exactly what it's going to look like, or maybe you don't need it for a long time, right? You just want to experiment, launch some business model there.
Okay.
And yeah, you just get in easily and see if it works for you. If your business taking off, great, you keep the subscription forever. And if it doesn't work, you can get out.
That's fantastic. So are you guys, if you have, let me ask you this, who do you think would be the best client for you? Is it somebody who's newer that's getting into business, or somebody that's a little bit more established and wanting to grow and expand?
Any of those would work. Yeah,
Okay.
because it allows to get all the service you need. It's as good for the clients that know exactly what they want. They know, like, even the design, how it's gonna look. You just need someone to take care of it. And it's good for clients who doesn't really know exactly what they want. They just know that they want a website, but they want to explore, they want to change things. So that also works.
Okay. So for somebody that is newer, that maybe doesn't know exactly what they want, are you able to help them figure it out, navigate, even go through some different design options? Are you guys able to help create that
We
image?
just Yeah, we just start working. They subscribe to our service, and then we start working with them. And then there are, of course, some the things that we can assign the contract, that customers know what's expected, and how do we work. But yeah, we can make the contracts flexible. So there are some prepared solutions, and the other things just allow them to have the base, and then if they suddenly want some more hours of our attention, or some more sophisticated things, then we can then they know the further prices that they want to add to that. But
Awesome.
even the base price is it's there. We have like two things going on. One, $50 for the month. It's very very cheap, really.
Yeah,
Just
that's nothing. Wow. Okay.
And then there is if there is a payment going on a website, or something like an e-commerce, somebody wants to sell something that's a little more expensive, like starting at $100.
Still
Uh,
though, I mean, those subscription prices for all of the maintenance and service and all of that, I mean, that's fantastic.
yeah, so we have connection with the clients via email, and um, different chats that they can write to us 24/7 basically. And yeah, so we take care of that. We make sure that their website is hosted on the right hardware, on the right location, that there is no downtime. If we spot that something's happening, we know about it first. If somebody tries to like attack the website or do something else, it's not like client wakes up in the morning and they don't have a website anymore.
Oh my
But
gosh.
we'll know if something's happening, and we'll be on it, and we'll be notifying everybody if there's some more attention needed.
Well, in this day and age too, I know it's like cyber attacks and hackers, like that's become more and more and more of a threat, especially as we move more and more business online. So if you guys are able to provide like some level of security protection, that's
Yeah,
far.
that out too. So there's not everything in the world we can do in-house, but we have a good network of partners that could, together with us, we can construct, basically cover all the needs of our clients.
That's fantastic. Cool stuff. I didn't realize that you guys had that in there as well. Good stuff. Is there anything in particular, like, I know you guys have a few different services and programs that you offer. Is there anything that you, Alex, individually like to do the most? Like anything you're most passionate about in your field or in your job?
Hmm. Well, from my side, yeah, I've been doing some hands-on stuff as well, but also inspiring the team, inspiring people, and transferring the information from the clients to them, making sure that they know and understand that that the team is doing something very important for the customer.
Yeah.
So just the job, it's actually something very inspiring, and uh, they're working on something great, worthy of doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You're taking a business and you're making them public to the entire world. I mean, you're painting their canvas for them. It's awesome. You guys are doing great things. So awesome. Well, let's transition to your investments. What is your investment focus? Are you doing anything, whether it be, outside investments or investments within the business? What is your focus now and how has it changed over the years?
Yeah, I mean, it haven't really changed a lot. So the focus was always, um, if there is some accumulation of wealth, right, it has to be preserved, right? So
Yes.
that's the idea. And in part, investing is also a preservation of wealth there, right? It could be, some part of it could do produce like capital gains and stuff like that, and um, like multiply what you have, but you also have to make sure that there is a bottom line, right? That
Yeah.
you don't lose too much or don't lose at all
Yeah.
before you have already. Yeah, so yeah, I had a couple of vehicles that I'm using. One of those is the insurance, right? That
Of course.
I
Yeah.
think agree with me. The other is real estate. So I've been well, kind of getting myself into different flavors of real estate, with some a little bit of residential, a little bit of kind of hoteling business,
Okay.
uh, even in abroad, not only in the United States. Um, yeah, and it's been interesting. I am not a real estate developer. I don't even have any license in real estate, but I'm very inspired working with people who are in real estate, who
Hmm.
know me, and I can learn from them and trust them and do some interesting projects together.
Absolutely. So you said you are investing internationally as well?
Yeah, that's been an interesting
That's
thing. Well,
fascinating.
yeah, I mean, for I come from Ukraine, so I still have a footprint there,
So you
and
still have connections there that you can, rely on a little bit more.
yeah, hopefully, I mean, you can generate returns there too, and in that way support the economy as well. So I'm very interested and inspired in that too, especially now. Uh,
Yeah. They need the support more than ever.
yeah, and it's working. There's I've been working with incredible teams that just come up with resources and ideas, and implement projects that I haven't even seen here in the United States, honestly.
Anything
Like,
in particular you want to mention?
yeah, there are. I probably can't really name, can tell some, na specific names, but just projects that are connected with wholesaling industry, where where the business is not only like accommodation, but also entertainment as well. So it could be
Oh,
like
okay.
restaurants plus some gambling stuff plus hoteling plus wellness. I mean spa stuff. So and
The whole
it's
like resort style almost, like
like
all in one.
yeah, and the ownership is basically the investors just own a piece of the property, right? So this is not like a stock or not or you don't have to be responsible for the whole resort or something like that. But you own a property that attracts people because there is a lot of things happening around it. So they want to stay at your property. You don't even need to manage it. There is the company is actually managing it for you. So it's
Yeah.
very interesting.
You don't want to deal with tenants or toilets, right? That's the big thing is I want to make somebody else my property manager and the company deal with that. I just want to invest.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all about like how you structure it, and it has to make sense. The numbers have to make sense as well. But yeah, I prefer to focus more on things that I know better, software, right? And then give those other things to people that know how to make them better.
Oh yeah. Let the experts do the job. And I'll tell you, I like on the website, for example, and I was just talking to our business manager, Brian. I know you probably remember him. We were talking about we're working on one of our client relation softwares, like one of our programs that we have, and he was going to change this or that. But anyway, I was talking to him about our website. And originally, when I wrote it, I mean, whenever we got the website originally, I wrote the original website and it was like through GoDaddy. It was just very basic, very simple. But it did the job, right? Like I had it on there, it was fine. But it got to a point where I was like, you know what? We're at a point in our business where we need to level up. Like we need to have this like on a professional. So when I actually had it done professionally, seeing the difference on like what I was able to do versus what the professional was able to do, there was a huge difference. So kind of coming back to your point, whether it's real estate, whether it's website design or whatever it is, DIY, doing it yourself is not always the best way. Sometimes you need to hand it off to a professional because they're going to do it better and faster than what we're going to be able to do it for ourselves. It's so much easier just to pay somebody else to, hey, you do what you're good at. I'm going to keep doing what I'm good at. So, and I'm not good at website building.
Yeah, power of focus, right?
Exactly, exactly. So I guess overall, um, how did RiseServ come to be? And between RiseServs and investments, I guess give us a little bit of insight into your past on some challenges that you've seen, some problems that you faced, and what did you do to work through those or overcome them or adjust? Like what do you think have been the biggest struggles that you've had to really kind of navigate through in your business and investments?
Business and investment. Yeah, sometimes it goes hand to hand, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's a totally different world. So yeah, what's the easy part is um when there is a lot of clients, right? When there is a lot of demand, and you need to hire new people, you need to like structurally change your company and get just get more hands on work.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
the good stuff.
that's a good stop. Uh, the other thing is sometimes, yeah, with the growth is that things kind of slow down. So it's very fast on the beginning, but then a lot of moving parts come into place, and you gotta do a lot of delegation. So basically, what I'm doing now, we do have like a general manager. We have other staff that is doing things. So I'm more of an even advisor on advisory stuff right now, rather than doing some uh, um, hands-on stuff. But um, so important thing is to have a good team. So I
Totally.
have partners that work with me for years in different ways. First were some nonprofit things, and I've been with some of the educational profits since 2012. And again, those things kind of go hand to hand because within the nonprofit, I want to teach other people that want to become engineers, want to start coding or do some other stuff in IT industry. And yeah, some of them become employees and colleagues with time.
I didn't know
And
you did that. That. Tell us a little bit more about that. So you have a nonprofit where you're teaching. Who is it that you're teaching? Is it like school age children or adults? What's that program about?
yeah. So it kind of came up a long time ago, but yeah, it used to be on-site school when I was living in Ukraine. I was personally doing lectures and like kind of conducted a whole program for people to learn how to get stuff done in IT. How can they, start coding, start releasing software and stuff like that. But now it has, yeah, we have a couple of teachers that teach online as well, and it's a program that people can take. We pick from them some best students that have completed that program that can continue working with us.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, anyone going through that program then can find another job or stick with us or just to kick off their own IT profession there because there is actually CIT is kind of like it's adjacent to a lot of things right now. It's good to know how things work, like how to at least use, I don't know, use Zoom, use like your web browser or whatever, your phone,
Yeah.
for any categories of people and age, right? It doesn't matter. So now it's just a new standard. And I've seen students in our school from like school years of like 16, 17 up to 60 years old.
Wow. So you have a huge range of people that can
Yeah,
come in.
it's a huge range. And
What's the name of the school or the nonprofit?
it's called Uzhhorod IT School. It's the name of my hometown.
Okay, you might have to send that to me in an email because I don't know how to spell that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating. How cool.
Uh,
So it's you can educate and teach them this skill, but also give them the opportunity for career opportunities or starting your own business as well. That's fascinating. That's great, Alex.
yeah. It's fulfilling as I say, it goes hand to hand with my kind of overall goals. So there's always something that kind of brings you also some value, not only material value, but also like emotional, sentimental, and some good memories.
Yeah, you're having an impact on the world. You feel good about it. You're having fun all along the way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
sure. And that's yeah, so that's interesting, but that kind of school migrated from Ukraine to United States as well. So
Oh,
I
wow.
all over the states here, and some of them moved to other countries too. There are people in UK now, in Ireland, in Germany, wherever else.
That's oh my gosh. So it's not just US, it's like international students that internationally, or I guess Ukraine or US, where are these students able to join that program?
Oh, from everywhere. So, but we
Everywhere.
cannot do it. We are thinking of making it English language because it's been I mean all the terms and all the vocabulary, everything is in English, of course, because IT
Okay.
is very English oriented um, thing anyway, right? But we were kind of targeting people that all speak Ukrainian. So we wanted to make it available, and all the teachers speak Ukrainian, and all our program is in Ukrainian. So it's kind of like from that kind of side. But as I say, all our materials are in English. So, and we've been thinking of um, creating a completely English course as well. So that might be open for other uh, people that don't speak Ukrainian language too.
Yeah, that's wow. I didn't realize you had that. That's really cool. I'm glad you brought that up. Be good to share that. Um, so we can move on to, I guess, well, let me pause for 1 second on the kind of on the investment business side.
Sure.
Um, if you're going to look at like, hey, what are you looking to either what or who are you looking to learn more from or learn more with in the world of, business and investing? What are you looking to build or grow in your business moving forward?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I've been always looking for those businesses that bring interest, right? So not that much on kind of outright appreciation, but on the kind of dividends or something that is paying you like let's say monthly or so, there's some cadence. And syndications is an interesting thing. That's I think I've been talking about that since we met on the conference
Yeah.
a year ago or so. Um, so that's always on my radar, and I see I'm watching those mostly bigger syndicators that do like nationwide projects in the US because I know that it's already well established and like there's so much stuff done so in the syndication realm where other countries might be. I was looking at that too, but it's a little bit differently structured.
Yeah, it's a
So,
little bit harder.
yeah, so US real estate syndications, it's kind of like my one of my choice. It's cool, of course, if you can like completely do a project yourself, and get maybe better, bigger returns and bigger control over things. But I just don't know, don't have that much time of doing completely things myself. So just being a partner in the syndication that works for me, and it's a great way to learn as well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm passive in syndications now. I am active on one deal, but it was something where I kind of decided just this year for the most part to focus. I'm focusing on just passively investing because I did the GP thing and I've even had like a single family long-term rental and flipped a house. But like you said, it takes so much time, effort, and energy to do that. I think I'm just to the point where I'm like, you know what? I need to just let the experts do what they're good at, and I'll give kind of like what we said before, right? Let the experts do that. And
Sounds the same.
yeah,
That's-
exactly. It's let the experts do that, and I'm gonna continue. I'm just gonna keep investing with them. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. It's so much more efficient to do it that way.
Yeah, one more thing is actually very interesting. I've been following them and with them for kind of like many years already. Um, there is a company called Anderson Business Advisors. They originate, I think, from Las Vegas or somewhere Southern California, and they also do a lot of they cover they have their own projects, and I go for to them for legal advice, and
Okay.
they help with formation of entities and much more than that.
Oh
But
wow.
things that they offer is kind of interesting, Erica. You could look at it, but they have like program called Infinity Investing. I think it's called that, but it's about stocks, and it's like a very limited. Oh, it's popped up, but I think we still have time. Uh,
Oh,
so
we're
it,
fine.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's about kind of like dividend stocks that you can pick and uh, make some kind of extra profit on getting dividends from them and getting the um, selling the agreements, kind of renting out stocks, in other words.
Oh,
So
interesting.
something for those people that don't want to kind of get outright to some real estate, like to even to buy a real estate, you need down payment, right? And kind of how do you get to that down payment? Is one thing is just like taking off of your whatever you have, like salary or whatever you're making money, you should kind of putting aside something, right? That's how you save a little bit. But with this strategy, it allows to kind of accelerate that process. So
That's
that an interesting thing to how do you get to that point where you can afford to get into real estate?
Yeah, I mean, real estate's great, and I know you like it, I like it, but sometimes, if you haven't gotten yourself to the point, like you said, where you have the amount, because a lot of these investments are going to be on the syndication side, 25 to 50,000 as a minimum. Or even if you want to go, flip a house, right? Or whatever. Like it can take several $1,000s just to get started in real estate. So if you don't have that yet, so you're saying that this company is a really good way to kind of
Yeah, really,
fractionally buy stocks and accelerate your savings.
yeah. And then kind of like convert them into uh, let's say real estate portfolio out from there.
Very unique. Good stuff. Well, yeah, I know that comes in handy for a lot of people because even some people that I know are like, I like this, but I'm working on it. So
Yeah.
what was you said it was
Well,
Infinity? It was Infinity Investment, so kind of like our name, but different.
yeah, I mean, it's not a company, it's just their program.
Oh,
It's
their
called
program. Okay.
company is called Anderson Business Advisors.
Anderson Business Advisors. Okay, awesome. Cool. I didn't realize that. So we'll move on to this kind of this last category, which is like you and your life and kind of, summating. Everyone's always a little bit different on, we look in the past and hindsight's 2020. Um, but then we look forward and we have a lot of growth and ideas. But I guess in the right now, what would you say are the things that you really want to do, but you don't have as much time for as you would like?
Yeah, it's probably lying somewhere in the realm of family,
Yeah.
and because you want to do a lot of stuff, and then somebody get mad at you at home, and you don't like spend enough time.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, I have two boys that are growing right now.
And
So
they're
they were
little, right? How old are they?
3 and 11 months.
Oh, they're so fun. I love that age.
Yeah,
That's right. Because when you and I met, I think was your wife was still pregnant, wasn't she?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's one. Yeah, at that point there was just one kid, but now there are two.
Now there are two. Are y'all gonna go for number three?
Who knows? We'll see. Let's
Yeah.
stabilize this situation for now.
Yeah, 11 months. You're still barely getting by. Oh my gosh. And two boys, right?
Two
Both
boys.
boys?
Yeah, very hoping that they will, help me to manage all the stuff that I've collected so far.
Yeah. So are you looking at like that generational that legacy piece and kind of bringing your sons into the business and investing alongside with you?
Yeah, definitely explaining that to them, right? So I do have in mind some kind of structure that needs to happen. It didn't really happen yet that much, but still in progress. But yeah, I mean, definitely, I've had to learn everything from scratch. Hopefully, these guys would maybe had a shortcut of what I didn't have.
Yes. Well, I love that because and we've talked about this before. The next generation, we don't want to set them up for failure or let them be lazy. That's not the point, but it's if we can give them the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience that we have early on, they'll just be a few more steps ahead of where we were. And then they'll do the next, they'll do that for the next generation and the next generation. So,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
tough kind of stuff that you need to let, learn, teach them how to use the tools, right? So it's not like let's just kind of serving them the bread all the time, but also like here's a tool, you can use it.
Yeah, don't just serve the bread, teach them how to make the bread. Or what's the saying?
Yeah,
Don't just
that's
give a man a fish, teach him to fish, right?
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been telling everybody about this book, but I just finished this book called Entrusted. Um,
Entrusted. Oh, okay. Oh, speaking about books, yeah, I think
you've
you
got
had
some I love book recommendations, so I'll take it from you. Here's the thing. I really enjoyed this book, Entrusted. Um, this is based on estate planning, but he did a great job. I want to say David York, if I remember the name correctly. But
that offer.
yes, David York, I believe, is the author. I posted it on my social media, but um what I really like, he does talk a little bit about like estate planning and some different types of trust. Like there's some legal jargon in there that he talks about, but the majority of the focus of the book is about mentality and how do we teach kids and what is the mentality and what are the things that wealthy families do to
Mm,
prepare their children to inherit wealth. And he said this phrase that was fascinating to me. He said estate planning is about preparing our family for wealth. It's not about preparing wealth for our family. So many people think, "Oh, I want to give wealth to my family. I want to give wealth." And estate planning shouldn't be about that. It should be about preparing your family for the wealth. The wealth will come, right? When we keep doing the right things, that will come. We need to focus on preparing our family to receive that and what to do with it in the future. So he just talks about like the mindset and mentality and um, setting up the
the young
roles in the family. And it was just, I was fascinated by this. And I really, really enjoyed it. I tell everybody that has any, generational wealth mindset, you've got to read this book.
Okay, I put it down already and trusted.
So
I'll
what are
check.
your favorite books and podcasts? I've got my pen ready to go.
Huh. Well, there's a lot of things that I always kind of wanted to um, read, and then I'm actually more on Audible than on kind of paper books,
Me
which
too.
is a little bit embarrassing, but
When I say read, I mean Audible, like 99 times out of 100. So I'm with you, Alex. I promise.
yeah,
I get it.
not having the better time to kind of read really paper book. I actually do. I have maybe like one book a year that I have on my nightstand.
Yeah.
That when when I'm not too tired to sleep to fall asleep immediately, when I have at least like capacity of 5 or 10 minutes or so,
Hey,
I
we
love.
give you have a 3-year-old and 11-month-old. You have full permission. We get it. You're more tired than anybody, man. It's okay.
Yeah, but a couple of titles. I mean, I'm still in progress of listening. Just so many people recommended to me, and it's a very long book. Oh my gosh, it's like 40 hours, I think. Team of Rivals. I think
Oh
you
my
heard
gosh.
that. This is about for them. Lincoln, President Lincoln. How did he get elected and everything? What was happening?
Wow, the
Uh,
game of rivals?
Team of
Oh,
Rivals.
team of rivals. I'm sorry.
Yeah, even the title is kind of very intriguing. I won't do any spoilers, but yeah, that's an interesting book. If you have a lot of time while you're driving somewhere far, probably a good book to take with you.
That's
On,
cool.
yeah. Well, AI, I think I can't not talk about it, but if you want to understand a little bit more about AI, and again, this is quite a short book. I think I finished it in just a couple of hours.
Okay.
Uh, Called Human Compatible by Stuart Russell. Human Compatible.
Human compatible. Okay, and that's the AI book.
And yeah, understand what it is and where it could get and where it probably will get sooner or later,
Yeah.
and be prepared, right?
Yeah. We
Um,
probably all need to read that book.
then another thing, when when it gets difficult in probably in life and business and the work and everywhere, like I really like this, and I've been on the seminar of these two guys, Jacob Willing and Jeff Babin. Their book is called Extreme Ownership. So those two guys are Navy SEALs. They're like ex, military guys. And yeah, it just teaches how to lead and win.
That is
So,
one of my favorite books. I
oh,
love,
you
yes, I've read that one and it's one of my favorite books. It is, and what struck, one of the things that, they talk about that I think got me the most, and this is the theme throughout the book, but he used the example of like, everything's your fault. He's like, if you get into a car wreck on your way to go see a client, that's your fault. And it's like, what did you do? And he's like, why are you even in the car? Why don't your clients come to you, kind of thing? And he just went through like every what if scenario, and how we have to, extreme ownership isn't just saying, oh, okay, I need to do better. It's really owning every aspect of what happens in your life boils down to the decisions that you make. It's, oh, I love that book. So I second you on that, Alex. I agree.
That's great. Well, I don't know, maybe one or two more. I really liked Atomic Habits. I didn't think I would like it when I started. I was kind of skeptical, but yeah, James Clear, the author, and it really gave me the understanding of how to structure those habits that you create. Because, like, I thought first that, oh, creating a habit means like trying hard. Try just the harder you try, the better the habit will be. But
Yeah.
that's the case. So
Yeah. Sometimes we try really hard. We still can't form that habit, but
yeah, then you just fail and you blame yourself. And so anyway, this is a great book to kind of get that understanding of how do you want to form the habit. But there are many other kind of titles, but uh, yeah, just I mean sometimes I use books for just inspiration, maybe not that much um for like specifically learning something, but just like getting inspired. I think Richard Branson's, like what's it called? Do it, screw it, let's do it.
oh, I
Some
haven't
other
heard of that one.
like Kiyosaki and oh, actually, yeah, that's a very neat, very nice, very nice book. Screw it, let's do it. It's called Richard Branson.
By Richard Branson. I haven't heard of that one. Okay. I'm the
Yeah,
same way. Sometimes it's difficult. If I'm going to learn or digest something, then I'm usually going to, I want to physically read it or see it. That helps me. Um, but if I'm just listening to mindset or professional development or just kind of getting my head in the right space, then that's what I do a lot on Audible, is just kind of thinking through things differently, like the extreme ownership and things like that. So I'm with you. A lot of the books I read are just kind of more of that mindset or professional development and sharpening the
mhm.
way I look at things. So I agree with that completely.
I
I'll
do
have to
like.
try that Richard Branson book.
Yeah. It's very nice. I found that there are books that not purely about like business success. Like those kind of like gems one by one, and which kind of has a little bit tells the story of the author. I'm also very interested in the authors as well. They're like childhood, they're like I don't know hobbies, there are things that they did right or wrong.
Yes.
So I just do like those books.
Well, yeah, it's nice to know, like, when you hear from somebody, it's somebody was talking about, I've heard this a lot lately. Anytime you're trying to teach somebody, you have to tell a story, and sometimes it's your own. How did you get to learn the things that you learned? How did you experience this and get to the point where you're able to talk about these things now, right? Like, what did you learn? What is your history? What is your experience? And sometimes people associate with that. So, yeah,
Yeah, kind of relates to them. Like, oh, I remember when I was a kid and what I was doing. That's yeah, that's kind of really um, interesting. Well,
exactly.
yeah, I do have other things, but I think this is like the classics, the seven habit of highly successful people and um others. Anyway,
Oh yeah. That's
that's
another, I mean, there's so many of them. I have a rolling list that I'm constantly doing, but I'll get that Richard Branson one for sure. And the Team of Rivals, that'll be whew. The longest one I've ever quote read
very
was Creature from Jekyll Island was 24,
oh
26 hours. So
hmm,
40 hours, that's a lot.
yeah. I mean it's the book that I probably started last summer.
Wow.
Like still listening to it because like how many even 1 hour car rides you have? Like, and this is like you have to have 41-hour car rides.
Yeah,
And
that's a
like no,
lot.
that's a lot. So, but it's it's when I just want to let my brain kind of relax and I don't really want to learn something right now. I just want to listen to something. And
Hey, that's a good one. That's good to have like balance, right? So absolutely. Well, hey, I know we're coming up to the top of the hour. Is there anything I want to finish this with this one question? Is there anything that you're working on right now or that you're ready to prepare for clients? Anything you're working on right now that you're really excited about?
well, I'm just really excited about scaling and scaling that subscription model for the website because clients often like don't even believe us that like, wait, like why would I do that? What does that give me? It's kind of like a little notion for them. Kind of like subscription, website subscription. What does it mean? We even call it like rent a website. Kind of give that thing in there. Like don't own it, just rent it. Maybe
Yeah.
you don't want to own it. We just want to try it out. So
Make it somebody else's problem. You just get to enjoy it, right?
that's very exciting. Kind of scale it and yeah, get more happy clients.
I mean, like, I didn't realize that. You and I have spoke many times, and I know you've talked about the different programs and things like that. But I think that subscription model is huge. That is so powerful for people who are starting a business and they're like, oh, maybe I don't have a ton of cash to like put into a good website, but to have that subscription model, $50 a month is nothing to get all of the website and the maintenance and everything that you guys are doing with that. That's so powerful. So, what's the best way for people to get, obviously, I have your phone number and email. I'm going to put that out there. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you, Alex?
Just go to our website,
Okay.
riseserv.com, and go from there. There are offerings or there's a form that yeah,
Oh, okay.
you
An online form.
can- yeah, I mean Slack us. It's like sitting in Slack all the time. Message.
Perfect. So we'll make sure you'll see that website there at the bottom. So make sure you guys go to riseserv.com, fill out the Google form. You guys can get in touch with them and get on that subscription model. Get your website, get it going, make it professional. I'll tell you from my own personal experience, the difference between a little rinky dink do it yourself website and a professionally done website is more than you can imagine. And even in this day and age of any client, any customer that you're potentially going to work with, the first thing they're going to do is look you up online. You've got to have a good online presence. So
Yeah,
if you wake up every day and you do your hair and you do your makeup to make yourself look good because you want to have a good appearance, just think about your website as being your hair and makeup. You want to have a good online presence as well. So make sure you guys contact Alex and Riser for that. Anything else? Any last final comments?
no, thanks for inviting me. This has been awesome hour spent together, and it was great to see you.
You
And
too. Always fun, Alex. Thank you so much. So like I said, we'll put Alex's contact info in there. You see RiseServ, www.riseserv.com there at the bottom of the screen. Visit, submit a submit an online form. You can get some information on that subscription for your website. And man, make your business grow, make Alex's businesses grow, and we'll all continue to build and scale. So thanks, guys.
yeah.